Just a few boneheaded, walking, talking Neanderthals.
I mean, there's not much we can do then, huh?
Yep.
We'll just have to start without Caleb. Because Caleb won't answer his phone. Caleb won't answer his door.
I mean, I can't hear you in the shower. I gotta go check downstairs.
No, it's fine. I have to go to bed.
Okay, whatever you say.
That's what I say.
You're in charge, man. I just work here, all right?
That's
Listen,
what I say.
I may be part owner of the Neanderthals podcast brand, patent pending, but I still just work here.
I mean, don't we all?
I guess.
We all, Gavin?
I mean, we could vote for a leader, but even that person's a representation of the people, which means he's an employee.
He's really the tool.
So everybody just works here, actually. There's nobody that is democracy. No one's in charge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's
Okay, so shoot, I had a thing I was gonna say, but it has flown by, it's passed by. Is that ever like that's the worst? This is the most annoying thing ever, is when you're literally about to say something and then something, interrupts your train of thought or whatever. And somehow you forgot what you were just about to say.
Yeah.
Like
I've
it was
heard
it was
if you
it was
move
there.
your eyes side to side rapidly, it can help you remember what you were going to say.
Okay, I did it and it did not help. I feel like you just conned me into moving my eyes side to side. Just
What a loser!
it is said if you shove a Crayola up your asshole, it'll help you remember. All right, let me find a Crayola.
No, I've actually heard that before.
From retards?
Probably from Instagram, so yeah.
Yeah.
Same, but different.
Same, we are same.
So, how
Where's
was the
that from?
Super Bowl?
Forgot.
I don't know.
Oh, bummer, dude. The team I wanted to win didn't win. So that sucks.
Who was playing?
Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams. So neither of those teams are obviously anywhere near where I live.
Nope.
Which makes you probably wonder why I'm rooting for one team versus the other. Basically, they almost represent the towns that they're from. So the Cincinnati Bengals are like mostly rookies and a lot of veterans. So there's not a whole lot of like crazy talent there. So most of the veterans are journeymen, which means they're like going from team to team most of the parts. Like they're good enough to stay in the league and probably start, but they're not good enough to hold their position long because a rookie will come in and take it. So those are most of the vets, and then mostly everyone else is young talent. So the quarterback, Joe Burrow, it's his second year, but his first year he got a ACL tear, so he didn't play most of it. So it's kind of like his first real year. And then they drafted a really good wide receiver out of the first round this year. But those are basically, and they got a first round running back, but he's been there for like 8 years or something crazy. So there's not much talent. Their offensive line is like one of the worst in the league. But they're building, like this is a fresh team. Everyone thought like maybe they were a playoff team, but they're probably a first round exit for, this year at least, because everyone thinks they're a couple drafts away from getting to real contention. And somehow they just kept fighting and fighting and fighting and fought their way all the way to the Super Bowl. It was crazy. Like nobody thought they were going to get that far at all.
What a bunch of legends. Joe
Burrow, the quarterback, like he's just swag as fucking clutch. So they got all the way to the Super Bowl. It was awesome. Now on the other side of the field is the LA Rams, and they have basically bought as much talent as they can for 1 year. They traded all their picks. They gave away all this capital. They have no cap space, which means like the money you can use to spend to buy players. Because every team has a certain amount of money they can spend. It's unanimous across the league. That way there's not great, disparities between teams with more money. So they're like going to be over the cap limit next year. They're not going to keep half these people that are on the team just because they can't afford to. But like they're trading for all these star players. They're trading for star linebackers. They're trading for star wide receivers, star defensive linemen. Like they don't have a first round pick for the next like 8 years or something crazy.
So they were
They've
really
they've
going
mortgaged
for it.
they've mortgaged their whole future. Like next year, nobody thinks they're going to be in the playoffs because they probably got fucking dick to play, right? Like they got nobody. They traded 3 first-round picks for the quarterback, and it's his first year here. He's a really good quarterback. He was a star player in Detroit. But Detroit's not very good, and they've never really gone anywhere. But he's a really good player. They traded like every goddamn first-round pick they have to get him. They traded for a Hall of Fame defensive lineman, a Hall of Fame wide receiver. Like they just mortgaged everything, and we're like, this is the way to win. We'll just mortgage our future and buy as many good players as we can. Meanwhile, the Bengals are like trying to figure this out as they go. Everyone's trying to figure out who they are. The Bengals organization itself is a poorer team, not by cap space standards because it's the same, but by like the facilities they have, the marketing around them, the sponsors, that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like their practice facilities outside, which is unheard of in the NFL that makes billions of dollars, right? Basically, they're broke ass bitches of the league. They're one of
the
the
underdogs.
right. And because of all that is why I wanted the Bengals to win. And honestly, like I thought the last like 4 playoff games they played in were going to be blowouts, and I watched them all. And I was like, I can't believe they're winning. And it was 2016. The Bengals were up 20, Rams down 16 with like 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And I was just waiting for the moment where they put the game away. The problem is the fucking Rams, like I mentioned, have bought all these really good players basically, and they have this one player that they actually drafted who's the best defensive player in the league. But if you surround him with a bunch of talent that you bought, that'll leave more space for him to shine, right? Because they have to worry about everybody, not just him. And Joe Burrow, the quarterback for the other team, just kept getting sacked and sacked and sacked. He got sacked, I think, like 10 times or something. And I think half of them came in the fourth quarter. So like he just couldn't get anywhere, right? And then the Rams finally, with all the fucking weapons they have, were getting stopped by this, hodgepodge defense that was just thrown together with mostly journeymen. Like they put it on the broadcast, but none of the defensive players had played together until this year. So 2016, Joe's just getting sacked, and then eventually towards the end, the Rams finally get a drive going. They score a touchdown. They go up by 3 points, and there's like a minute left, and Joe's got to get them to the end of the field so they can either kick a field goal and tie or get a touchdown and win, right? And it's ends up being fourth down, which is the last down. If they make it, they keep going. If they lose, the game's over. If they don't make it, the game's over. And Joe's like immediately under pressure as soon as he hikes the ball. People are in his face because his offensive line is just trash.
Mm-hmm.
And the one guy, Aaron Donald, the guy I was talking about, gets to Joe, sacks him, game's over. And it was really disappointing. It was like basically the rich kid versus the broke kid, and the rich kid didn't have to try that hard, and the broke kid had to try really hard. They ended up at the same place, and then the rich kid won. That's what it felt like to be. So
I don't know.
It's kind of a bummer.
It just sounds
it was,
like the Rams really hedged their bets on this year.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they got no picks. They got no cap
I feel
space.
like they. I don't know if deserve is the right word, but like they ought to win.
I think they were the Super Bowl favorites as soon as they traded for the quarterback all year, and they went through ups and downs like every team does throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment the playoffs started, they were the most talented team by far, and it turns out that was good enough to win them the championship. So I mean, like, if you're willing to mortgage your future for 1 year, then maybe you could do it because like the Bengals, out of the 2 teams, because Thomas and I were talking about this afterwards, of the 2 teams we just watched, the Bengals are more likely to be back at that game than the Rams are by a mile.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, not everybody gets there consistently. Like, only a few people get to the Super Bowl consistently. And maybe Joe Burrow will be one of those people. But if not, these chances only come up once in a career sometimes,
Yeah.
So it's just, and I'm glad for the one guy that was from Detroit because he was like a Detroit guy for 10 years or something. They never even won a playoff game. And he was like, all Detroit. In his first year, they won a Super Bowl. So I'm happy for him, but I just don't like that kind of mentality because I like seeing consistency. I guess I don't know. Because I watched Tom Brady play for the last 10 years of my life, and he's just always winning, always playing, always consistent. So
I mean, everybody likes to see the underdog win, so
right.
it's
I'm
pretty
sure.
natural.
I'm sure everybody that was not from Cincinnati or LA was rooting for Cincinnati. For most
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
I assume there's people rooting for Matthew Stafford, the guy from Detroit, just because that guy's like just a genuine guy, cool guy, and was put up with a bunch of shit for a lot of years. Um, but yeah, honestly, I missed the first half too, which was disappointing because I started putting this IKEA stuff together for my desk, and then next thing I know, it's halftime already. I was like, oh shit, I should probably start watching this game. I was surprised how close it was because honestly, I thought it was going to be a blowout towards the LA. I know I shouldn't have doubted the Bengals because they got this far, but like the Bengals' worst aspect was their offensive line, and the Rams' best aspect was their defensive line. So I just imagined a bloodbath, which up until I started watching, it wasn't, and then when I started watching, it was because he just kept getting sacked. But
So you're the bad luck charm.
yeah, it seems that way. Everyone's got their little jinxes, and sometimes I honestly think that watching the game hurts my team.
I've felt like that sometimes, but there's
I
just
don't
no
know,
way.
but it was a weird year for football.
Yeah.
Weird year. My favorite player retired, Tom Brady. So that makes me sad.
How was the
My
halftime
team,
show?
I didn't even watch the
You
halftime
didn't
show.
watch it?
No, I was. Also, who gives a shit about the halftime show? To be honest,
Wasn't it?
the people that watch the Super
Like-
Bowl for the commercials and the halftime show are losers.
Wasn't it like Snoop Dogg and
Yeah, it
Was
was
it
like I think it was
Dr.
Dr.
Dre
Dre, Snoop Dogg,
Ice-T?
and Eminem.
Eminem?
Ice-T might have been there too. I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't actually care about the halftime show or the commercials. I actually like the football.
I like the
If you-
commercials.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. If somebody came up to me and was like, "Oh, I just watched this for the commercials," right? I'd be like, "Oh, did you lose your personality on the way over here?
Wow.
Did you like?
What if they just don't care about football? I don't care that much about football.
Then why are you here?
I'm not.
No, not in my hypothetical scenario. What you and Caleb both do this to me? When I'm trying to do like a thing,
I'm not doing anything to you. I made a small joke there, but I'm not doing anything. I know what you're talking about when Caleb does that, but I'm not doing that to you.
It feels like it.
I'm not.
Feels very similar.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
All right, fine. What did you watch the game or no?
No, I didn't watch the game. I've been playing Bannerlords all night.
Oh,
Yeah.
so wait, what did you do this weekend?
I don't know, a little of this, a little of that. I don't actually remember what I did this weekend. I went to trivia night last night, and it was the category was like hip hop or something. It wound up being more rap, and I actually answered 2 questions because I'd seen the movie Straight Outta Compton, and I knew a couple answers because of Straight Outta Compton.
Well, what could the questions be that were both answered by Straight Outta Compton?
One of them was like, who were the members of whatever their group was?
NWA?
Yeah, NWA. And I
Yeah,
answered
that's-
that, except for one guy. I couldn't remember, like the guy who mixes their music or whatever. I couldn't remember his name.
I just remember Ice Cube, Eazy-E, Dr. Dre.
And there's one more guy.
Ice Cube, Eazy-E, Dr. Dre. Oh shit.
Yeah, no, nobody cares. I don't remember his name, and I was told it last night. And then there was another one. What, like, music company did Suge Knight create? Or, like, what label did Suge Knight create? And it's Death Row. That was in the movie as well.
Was everyone like, wow, I can't believe this white guy answered these questions right?
My team was mildly impressed, yeah. I think I was probably more impressed than anybody about myself, but
Where is this, like trivia night at a bar or what?
yeah, it's like kind of a bar. It's a coffee shop during the day, and it turns into a bar at night. So you can still get like coffee stuff, but I get, Shiner Bock.
Okay. It's kind of a smart business model, actually.
That's all right. And then they've got food and stuff too, so
Mm.
yeah, It's
That doesn't sound like a bad place.
it's all right, you know.
Kids are all right.
It's a little goofy,
No.
but it's all right. I think they're gonna
Oh,
have a
man.
Lord of the Rings night soon, so I'll be down for that one.
Oh, did you see the commercial for the new Lord of the Rings show they're making?
Man, I'm just expecting something terrible.
So either your expectations are too high and you're already disappointed, or
I'm
your
already
expectations are really
disappointed.
low.
My expectations, like, for anything Lord of the Rings, my expectations want to be super high, but my expectations for this are very low. Maybe to counterbalance what I want. I'm not sure. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Well, it sounds like you're setting yourself up for failure
maybe.
because unless the show's amazing, you're not
Unless,
gonna
yeah,
be,
unless it's amazing, I'm not going to be interested in it. But you
like,
know,
what if it's just adequate? I don't know. Like,
then I probably won't watch it.
see, that's a bummer.
Why?
I don't know. Like, what? I guess it depends on your scale. Like, how great is great? You know.
I mean, like, Lord of the Rings was great, like
Okay,
a
so if that's
cinematic
definition of
masterpiece
great,
of our time.
yeah, that's. I don't know if I'd go
And
that far.
it's not going to be that good. Oh no, it is definitely a cinematic masterpiece of our time. Anyways, I don't expect it to be as good as the Lord of the Rings. Like, it would be very hard to be comparable with the Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit was not near comparable to the Lord of the Rings.
I think The Hobbit's like all right. Like,
It
I'd
was
watch
it was okay. It was okay, but I think I was let down by the Hobbit because it wasn't nearly as good as the Lord of the Rings. It's watchable. It's all right. But it didn't have quite. I didn't have the enjoyment that I had watching Lord of the Rings.
Mm.
So,
Well, I'm kind of liking this trend now, actually, where they're starting to make these TV shows out of these historically movie franchises.
yeah.
Because you get more time with the characters, I think, overall.
Well,
There's more
it's
time for story development.
it's gonna. Just the characters, not like characters from the movies. No,
Right.
okay. Yeah.
We're
I
not going to
understand.
get those in a TV. Yeah, that would be insane. Like, although I think there's a teaser in the commercial for Gandalf, but
Well, there's
like,
gonna be like Galadriel's gonna be in there, and Elrond's gonna be in there, but it's obviously not the same actor.
right.
I don't know about
Gandalf,
Gandalf, but
Hugo Weaving.
that would be
But
so
like,
cool.
I just mean in general, like the medium, you get more fleshed out characters and character development, and more epic context.
Yeah,
You know,
I just
when you transfer to a TV, especially not like a regular 30-minute TV commercial kind of thing, like these. I don't know what to call them, like premium TV shows. You know what I mean? Like Disney Plus and HBO and all these people that make hour-long TV shows with no commercials. That kind of medium, I guess, is what I'm referring to. But that I like that a lot better than sometimes movies. So
yeah. And then another thing is, like, I saw like some of the costumes that they'll be wearing, and it's just I'm just not sure about it, man. I'm not sure about it. I'm not really feeling it right now, but maybe it'll be good. I'm still gonna like watch it as long as it's free or whatever, but like I'm still gonna give it a chance, but my expectations are low.
yeah, well, the CGI looked all right in the trailer.
I haven't even seen the trailer. I've just seen like screenshots of it.
Oh, hello, Caleb.
Look,
Intrigue.
we're joined by Caleb.
Caleb. What did I miss?
Wow,
We were talking about the Super Bowl a little bit, talking about how Gavin hates halftime and commercials, and we were talking about the new Lord of the Rings TV series.
Yeah, commercials suck. Oh, by the way, real quick before I continue talking, is my volume loud?
You sound okay to me.
I sound normal.
I turned you down, but whatever.
Okay.
If he says it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
He's in charge of the audio.
Advertisements suck. But
well, I was being specific to like how people watch the Super Bowl for Super Bowl commercials. Like
Yeah, I fall in that category, to be honest.
that's dumb.
I'm more interested in the commercials because it's very unique commercials that you wouldn't see anywhere else.
Yeah, I guess. I just like. I don't
They're
know.
awesome.
The game is just more interesting to me than commercials by a mile.
Yeah,
None of
it's
it's really
definitely
that interesting.
one
to
side
me.
of the pasture.
Well, regardless, I do like the Super Bowl in general, so I'll take extra stuff with the game, you know, extra entertainment that you don't normally get.
Sure.
Definitely. Lord of the Rings?
They're making a TV series about it.
I know Gavin and I saw a thing, and I go, wait a second. And I look over, and Gavin's making this awestruck face, like, no way.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
I think it's set in like the Second Age, so that would be like in the Silmarillion book.
We'll see. We'll see where it takes off. I think I saw Gandalf. I don't know about you.
That's what Gavin said too.
He hasn't seen the trailer yet.
Mm-mm.
Ooh.
He's trying to minimize his.
To be
expectations.
honest,
I mean, I'll watch it tonight.
it looks way too CGI.
Oh, that was a big problem that I had with The Hobbit, is all of the
So you-
orcs and stuff were CGI. And I
Yeah,
did
remember how
not
everything
like
was
it.
downscaled in Lord of the Rings, and it had models?
They had CGI too, but yeah.
Yeah, but you saw how it was done.
Yeah.
Like the whole movie. That's awesome, and it turned out wonderfully.
I called it a cinematic masterpiece of our time.
True. True.
What trilogy can you think of that's better than Lord of the Rings?
Okay, we can't compare.
The Godfather.
It's its own category. The closest thing we can come to it is like Harry Potter.
Star Wars.
But
Harry
that's,
Potter.
Yeah,
No,
it's like
Star
the closest thing I could
Star
think
Wars does not compare.
of. That also existed in its own category, but they are of similarities.
Okay,
Think
The
about it.
Godfather. The Godfather.
Think about how old Star Wars was when they came out with, what was it, Return of the Jedi,
Phantom Menace. I don't know.
Phantom Menace.
Yes, sir.
Dude, it was
No, it's not
super
the
old.
Phantom Menace. What the fuck? Are you
I
talking
don't
about?
I don't know what you're trying to like. What's
No,
your
I'm just
point?
saying those are better than the Lord of the Rings.
Star Wars is better than the Lord of the
I don't
Rings.
know about that.
Yeah. for
Bro,
sure.
what the what?
Nah, I'm not on that train.
Not even close. Star Wars
LOTR,
is
You
Trump,
guys
dumb
don't even
compared to
know
Lord of
the
the
names
Rings.
of the Star Wars movies. Clearly,
Yeah,
you think you
because
failed.
Lord of the Rings is
So
better.
yeah, because I don't care about Star Wars that much. Like they have the damn Muppets in there. Who cares about Star Wars?
A lot of people do. I think if you ask the majority of people, would say Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
look at where we are as a country today.
We'd be in a much better place if everyone voted Lord of the
wasn't the
Rings.
Phantom Menace
Yeah.
an actual movie though?
The Phantom Menace was the best one in my opinion.
I do like.
I think the Phantom Menace was my favorite. That's the one where he's on the Anakin's on the, he does the race, right?
Yeah, and it's got
Yeah,
Darth
that's my favorite
Maul
one.
and Qui-Gon Jinn
And
dies.
yeah, Qui-Gon Jinn dies by
Mhm.
Darth Maul. It's my favorite one.
It's got that
That one
epic
definitely-
music.
Yes. Da da ha 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 da da. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I gotta turn you down again. Yeah, that one's definitely gotten more popular over time. 'cause I remember back
Padme?
in the day, it was- Jesus Christ, Caleb, are you gonna keep talking over me?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Can't even fucking get a sentence.
I'm
out.
getting hyped up. I'm hyped up about
God.
Star Wars.
All right, talk. I forgot what I was gonna say. Now the thing happened. I
Wiggle
said
your
I
eyes
had
side to side.
I swear to God, if you're joking with
Princess
me,
Leia?
I'm gonna beat you in the face.
Dude, Leia.
What's
Leia's
your,
not in
your
that.
point? It's yeah.
I mean,
it's
Padme.
Yeah.
I said Padme.
She's
You
when
did
I
say
started
you
off.
did say that first.
she's the worst character.
What?
The worst character?
Yeah, in that movie for sure.
You don't think like Jar Jar maybe?
I
What are
don't think
both of
Jar
you
Jar
coming
deserves
from?
that hate.
Jar
think
Jar
Jar
is
Jar deserves
awesome.
No,
He
have
does
you
not deserve that.
have you heard the theory that
Yes,
Jar
he's a
Jar is a
Sith.
Sith?
He is a Sith.
How do you
alright?
know?
Let's just...
Is it
Dude,
canon?
you see the funky stuff he goes with?
He's the most undercover Sith ever because that fucker probably died after the Empire took over.
Dude, the theory makes perfect sense. I've watched it like 20 times.
I've watched the video before, but I don't remember any of it. So
It's very believable.
I guess.
Well, regardless, I don't know if I can give them the new. Although I think I'm suffering from the same thing Jake is with Star Wars, because I thought the new Star Wars trilogy was kind of bad.
I
Like, it was okay.
hated that.
I felt the same way about it that you feel about The Hobbit. Like, I thought it was like all right. I didn't think. Honestly, the ending was kind of dog shit. So maybe I should hate it even more.
Yeah, I legitimately thought it was bad.
I didn't like what they did to Luke. Like, they just turned him into an old, like,
Useless,
unreal
decrepit.
man. Right. Like,
Yeah.
the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm thinking how much I hate it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. You know, it'd be crazy though. Well, actually, that's not even crazy. Those exist. The thing I said earlier about shifting to the TV show
The
medium.
Mandalorian.
That show's amazing.
I have not
That
seen
show's
the whole
great.
show, but the episodes
Right.
I have watched are good, and I should watch more of it because that.
It's-
I don't want to
that was
spoil it for
good.
you because it is really, really good.
That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite TV shows all time already. There's only 2 seasons out.
Not Loki.
No.
Yeah. Dude, Loki was so good.
Loki was good, but it's
S tier.
Isn't that Mandalorian tier?
Then again, apples and oranges, right?
It could be worse. It could be Iron Fist tier.
Oh God, let's not talk about
We're
it. It's
watching all
not
the
good
Marvel
now.
TV shows. But
Just give it some time to grow. We've seen him do his karate stuff, kung fu.
Have you watched The Punishers yet?
Nope, that's
Oh.
after this one.
yeah,
I watched
No.
I watched the
Oh.
first season. It was pretty good.
we're trying to get to the Punisher. We're trying to watch all
Yeah.
the shows in order, in chronological order.
But we only have until the 28th.
Yeah,
This
it
month.
just popped up on Netflix. They're removing all the Marvel TV shows. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Doesn't Disney own Marvel?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Disney's getting the rights to it, or
Yeah.
something, in the 28th, and they're gonna make their own shows or something.
I'll betcha.
Kind of a bummer, but I guess business do what business do. You know what I'm saying?
It do be.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it sucks.
Man, have y'all been watching the Olympics?
I watched
Um,
what is the one curling where they have it on the ice?
Yeah.
I watched a little bit of that last night while I was at the bar.
I just watched female bobsledding.
That's awesome.
Riveting.
You know, if somebody asked me to watch bobsledding, I'd be like, "Fuck you." You idiot." But the Olympics happens and they fly Old Glory. You know, the chick's got the flag on her helmet. I'm like, yeah. Let's go! And then, like, actually, because of the event, I was watching female bobsledding. The Americans were the last 2 to go of the whole race. Like, this is the medaling circuit round or whatever it is. And the American chick went, and she got first place. You know, so we're definitely gonna either win silver or gold, right? Because if the chick after her doesn't medal or gets bronze, or something happens, right? The one chick will get gold, or if this chick does better, she'll get silver, right? And then the next chick goes, and then they play this video of the chick because she used to do it for Canada or some shit, and then she was like, "Fuck Canada, I'm going to the United States," and it shows her a video of her getting her U.S. citizenship, and she's like freaking out and partying. I'm like, "God damn it, America! Fuck yeah!" and then she goes and she wins, and she gets the
That is
gold.
awesome.
So America got the gold and the silver, and then the silver chick shows up and her kid's there, like her little kid, and like they're
Oh.
fucking partying, and I'm like, "America, fuck yeah, bobsledding!"
So we got
Oh, wow.
gold and silver.
Yeah, we get gold and silver.
All
You know,
right.
you have multiple people
Right. So this
of
is
your country.
the only moment in my whole life where I care about bobsledding.
That's awesome. The
This is what
one
America's fucking doing. And then they started doing the USA chant. I'm not even kidding. I was downstairs going like, "USA." I'm doing the chant, everything with them.
Gavin's
Oh,
out here
man.
like shedding a tear.
Dude, the Olympics gave me patriotic stirrings, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Nothing makes me feel more patriotic than random sports that I've never even cared about for a second.
That's
But as
funny.
soon as you put the flag on them, I'm like, yeah! I've watched bobsledding and figure skating and all that shit my whole life.
Or at least
Told
once every
like
4
the next
years.
event. The next event was like freestyle dance or some shit, and America was in 4th place, and I was like, Can we do it?
Pull it together, ladies.
Yeah, no. What routine are we whipping out today, Coach? Like I actually know anything about freestyle ice skating, dance, whatever the fuck it was.
You're out there watching, like, oh yeah, that was good. That was really good.
Right, but we were like 5 away, and I couldn't handle it. Like the Russian team came out, and there was a Russian doping scandal for figure skating. I'm like, oh my god, I can't get past this. What are the Russians?
Again.
They're doping their figure skaters. What do you even get out of doping if you're a figure skater? Like, just this chick walks out juiced to the fucking toes, like giant quads. Yeah, her like she's not even wearing a dress. She's wearing like a suit.
Veins popping out of the leotard.
Right, like her neck vein is just pulsing. Like, anyway, takes her partner, chucks him through the fucking ceiling. Anyway, so I watched some of the Olympics.
There was one person, it was like a couple of weeks ago, I was just on TikTok, and it was this person skiing, and I commented, and she commented back, and she was an Olympic, I don't know, competitor for slope style, for like free slope style or whatever that is. I guess you do like tricks while going down slope. And in that moment when she responded and I saw the message, I was like, sponsor me to go skiing! I want to go snowboarding! In my mind. But I was like, good luck on the Olympics.
In my mind.
Hope you win. Yeah.
But I didn't actually say any of that. I just said good luck.
It was Aline Gu. I looked her up. Figured out who it was.
Man,
it was actually dope. She's won gold a few times, except I think she now competes for China. So.
Traitor.
Oh fuck! I saw that. Did you guys see that controversy?
What?
Like the Asian chick is American and she is competing for the Chinese team.
It must be her then.
Does she have dual citizenship? Is that why?
She must have if she qualified.
She grew up in California and then all of a sudden she like started. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet they fucking poached her. I bet they got her to move and become a Chinese citizen to compete. I don't know.
Why does anybody care? Like,
Man,
I mean,
China's
like
probably
countries,
never
like
won
countries.
gold
Why
on
do
free slope.
countries care?
Because
No.
it's your country's best. You want to show the world that your country means something in an athletic capacity of some sort.
No, listen. I talked. Not that Caleb's wrong. That's definitely true. But I was talking because I work with a lot of people from China, obviously, and they were saying that they use this shit like as propaganda to convince people that the Communist Party is working, everything's cool, and China's the best, right?
Yep.
So they use it in their mega propaganda machine to convince the million people that everything's cool, China's awesome, we're the fucking best, right? When in reality they're oppressing most of their people and have these slave labor camps for the Muslims.
Yep.
China's fucking crazy. I mean, I was talking to one of my lab members from China. He doesn't know how to swim. I was like, oh, like you didn't have to take swimming in school or whatever. And he's like, Gavyn, I have never seen a pool until I got to America. Only the rich people have pools, and you can't swim in the natural waters because they're so polluted.
Oh man.
I was like, good God. He said, unless you were like on the swim team or like gonna become an Olympic swimmer or some shit, you never got to see a pool. Or were rich, you had all the money.
Huh.
I was like, good night of living, man. It is rough out there.
Yeah.
But like that's one of the things about the Beijing, the Olympics being in Beijing. There's a bunch of different controversies popping up. Like, have you all seen that picture of the slope for the skiing next to this nuclear reactor?
No.
What?
You haven't seen that picture?
No.
No.
I don't know if it actually is.
That
but
sounds wild.
It looks like a nuclear reactor because obviously it's not actually snowing in Beijing right now because their fucking pollution is crazy and the temperatures are high. But there's this picture I saw of the Alpine slope that they built, and behind it is like what looks like a nuclear power plant.
Oh my god, oh my god, I'm looking at it right now.
Right?
It
Isn't that
is.
crazy?
They built a slope, and to the right of it are 4 plants. Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
And
Have
they
you
put the Olympic sign on top of one of them.
It's
Beijing 2022.
A bunch of stuff's popped up. Have you seen the food thing that they posted?
I've heard that the
No,
living
let's see,
conditions
Olympic
are
food.
not good.
You're talking about for the Olympics still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
They
Is it
were
like food trays with rations?
yeah, they said the Olympians were complaining about it, and then I saw that picture.
Oh
Bunch
wow.
of stuff. Every time
It's
the
like a little-
Chinese
It's a little carton of refried beans. To the right of it is probably 4 tater tots. Next to it is a whole chicken breast. It doesn't even look cooked. And then probably 15 noodles, Alfredo, and then 3 ribs.
15?
50's counting out the noodles.
15 uncooked noodles.
Dude, it looks like garbage.
It's
it looks worse
bad.
than our school lunches, dude.
Oh man.
Man,
Oh,
that's
man.
why I'm like, nervous. Every time a Chinese person competes in any event I see, I'm like, if he doesn't win, are they going to kill him?
Dude,
Like,
I
what's
thought you were
gonna
about to say it because you said you work with Chinese people or Asian people, Chinese people.
Well, I work with Asian people, but I do work with a lot of Chinese people.
So
Yes.
I thought you were about to say, man, I'm scared every time I go to the when the Chinese people pull out their food, like a bat's gonna come out of there or something.
That's so random. A bat?
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yeah,
no,
bats.
I was not remotely
Like cook
anywhere
bat
near
or something. Not to be that way towards Chinese people. I have no idea what you eat in your country, but
racists. They eat orange chicken, obviously.
I can
Sesame
assume.
chicken,
I'm
General
pretty sure
So.
they assume all we eat is cheeseburgers. That's why I think they think
that.
they're
Maybe that's
probably
what
like
they call it.
Americans, cheeseburgers and
Hot
Coca-Cola
dogs.
and hot dogs. Yeah, yeah.
You know what hot dogs are made of, don't you?
People.
Lips and assholes.
Oh, that's a new one.
I'm guessing you guys haven't seen that movie.
What
Oh,
movie
no.
is it?
It's called The
don't think
Great
so.
Outdoors with John Candy.
No, I haven't seen
Classic. My dad loves that movie. He loves that
It's-
quote.
that. It's a classic. You should watch it.
It's a classic.
Well, I'm not saying you should watch it. I'm just saying it's a classic.
I was just doing a little.
You can watch it if you want, I guess. Since you think The Lord of the Rings is better than The Godfather.
It
Yeah,
is
what you're
definitely
smoking.
better than The Godfather.
I haven't even seen Godfather. and I
Yeah.
think
There's
it's better
no
than The
way you're
Godfather.
trying to tell me that.
No, like for
You do
real.
not actually believe that.
Actually,
Godfather looks like a movie that plays out really slow.
The Godfather. I fell asleep during the second and third one.
See, that's reasonable. That makes sense.
Lord of the Rings. Look, it's okay. I understand
can't
you fall
fall
asleep
asleep in
during
that
the
movie.
first one. I understand. It's a little slow on the
Mm.
first one, but you know what? They pick it up. Boom, boom. Just smack you with the big
Dude, the
old
two
1-2,
towers.
the
Oh my goodness.
the McGregor
The
Mayweather.
battle
Boom, boom.
scene. Ooh.
Oh, the two towers, Helm's Deep. Ooh,
Ooh.
that's a good one.
Bro, I love the tree scene. They're like all
Ents.
coming onto the battlefield and the trees are like
Mhm.
"Ah,"
Yeah,
throwing orcs or whatever.
yeah. Lord of the Rings far superior to really any movies.
Okay,
I
see,
don't know.
now I know you're just being.
I'm not. I'm serious. The Lord.
You think the Lord of the Rings are the best movies ever made?
I think as a whole, as a trilogy,
Man,
maybe. Yeah.
now that you say it, I think so too.
Yeah.
I am surrounded
on a
by
real note.
simple-minded fools.
Why?
It's just an opinion.
They're definitely not the best movies ever made.
What is your favorite
For
movie?
sure. My favorite movie all time?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a hard one.
No, it's got to be The Godfather. You'll never stop denying that it's the greatest movie ever.
I do think The Godfather is the greatest movie ever made. Doesn't mean it's my favorite, although it's definitely up there. It's up there with like The Shawshank Redemption.
It's the greatest movie ever made, and yet it's not your favorite.
It doesn't have to be my favorite. If I
No,
think
true,
it's
because
good.
I know that my favorite movie is definitely not the greatest movie ever. You ever seen Fantastic Mr. Fox? That is my favorite movie. That movie is awesome. But I know it's not the greatest movie ever, mostly because of its style. It's like claymation, but it's not
I think I
claymation.
saw that at your house actually.
Oh my god, it's so funny. It's really good.
I like Gladiator. I think Gladiator might be my favorite.
That's your favorite movie?
Maybe.
Which one's
Mad Max,
Gladiator
I
again?
like
I mean, there
Mad
are
Max.
definitely
Oh, never mind.
worse movies.
I figured it out.
Gladiator's good. Braveheart's good. I think Braveheart's better than Gladiator.
I think Braveheart's too cheesy.
It's the bagpipes that get me.
Okay, I never got through Braveheart. We were like 2 hours into it, and I fell asleep on the floor. Do you remember when we were watching it last?
You're asking me? No, I do not.
Yeah, it was about 5 or 6 of us, and we were at Sierra's house, and we were just watching Braveheart on this tiny little monitor screen. Jake's fully into it. I already know Jake loves Braveheart. And then I'm like, I'm zonked on the floor. I'm just out cold. I wake up and everyone's still watching. I'm like, oh my God. I look up and there's some dude painted in blue. I'm like, oh no, what is happening?
It's a good movie. Like, historically accurate? No, not at all. Not even close. But a good movie, nevertheless.
I don't know. It's hard for me to pick my favorite one. Maybe if you had a gun to my head, I might say The Godfather.
Yeah, mine is... I'm split between Two Towers and Return of the King, but definitely Lord of the Rings.
Well, I'm not arguing your personal preference.
Oh, no.
obviously.
I'm just telling you.
Everyone's got their own personal. I mean, Caleb said Fantastic Mr. Fox, which
Yeah.
if that's his favorite movie, that's his favorite movie. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been
Everyone's
my
got
favorite
different
movie for a
tastes.
couple years now.
But look, not only are these my favorite movies,
Yeah.
but I also think they're like some of the greatest movies ever made. If not the greatest movies ever made, because currently I can't think of anything better.
Well, man, that's just like your opinion,
Just
man.
like your
I do like the
opinion,
Big
man.
Lebowski.
I can't stop thinking about what you said about the Olympics. Like,
What?
why would why would it matter to them? I'm thinking if I made a country and some other country said, let's all compete. Dude, my country's competing. You?
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
If it
Absolutely.
can, your country might not be able to afford to compete in every single competition.
Come on. These kids are like 15 years old.
We can
Some of
crank
them
a
are.
couple kids out.
We can crank a couple kids out.
You'd probably have to poach them from other countries.
Yeah.
Do they
Maybe.
pay the Olympians, or is it
Probably.
like just great to be an Olympian because
It's probably
sponsorships?
scholarships. And I've heard
Yeah.
stories of people selling their gold medals later.
A lot of these people are college athletes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think America pays their athletes. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
other countries don't.
You get a gold medal and you're just set for life. You get a pension. You won a gold medal, this is how much you earn for the rest of your life for the next eternity months.
Well, it can lead to a lot of lucrative opportunities, like
True.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Sponsorships, like I said.
Big commercials. He does so many commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I mean, that guy deserves it. He's got the most gold medals of all time. But, like, you could do other things with it.
Dude has like known trademarks. You know, the like slap thing he does on his back?
Mm-hmm.
Coined. People have to pay him to do that if they do it. Slap, and then someone's like, "Oh, you have to pay Michael Phelps."
There's just somebody watching you at all times waiting for you to do the move.
That's how it works over in like China or Russia or something. Whenever you do one of their endorsed players' moves, you automatically get dinged, and you have to pay, or else the KGB or whatever comes after you.
The KGB.
Dude, they treat that shit seriously. Like, not, but kind of joking, but not actually joking. Anything it's just like China. Anything that'll promote the propaganda machine is treated like the holy grail.
Mm-hmm.
Although China's a lot more communist, a lot more scummy, I think, than Russia.
I'm not sure. I don't trust the Russians. Like I obviously don't. Like I don't trust China, but
Well, I'm fairly
don't
certain
trust
Russia
the
doesn't have
Russians.
internment camps.
I
China.
just don't know. It's hard to say.
I feel like the fact that we know China has these makes me think we would know if Russia had these.
True.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean,
who's Russia putting in internment camps?
I don't know. Russians.
We know why
I
the
don't know.
Chinese are doing it. The Chinese government is actually racist.
Look, the Russians did Russians dirty. You know, like
They did, yeah, they did do their own Russians dirty. You know,
Yeah.
you don't go to Leningrad and give one guy a gun and one guy bullets,
Oh no.
and go, hey, if that guy dies,
pick
you've
up
got
the
bullets.
gun.
And grab his gun. You know?
Like, yeah, no, Russia's got a bad history.
That's because Russia's got so many people. They're just like, we don't need technology.
Yeah,
or
Russians.
motivation. We'll just
just-
chuck them out of a boat. And send
First
them
off, top 5 most powerful in the world as
I'd
far
say
as
top
military
3.
force.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
would
sure it's
say
the
top 3.
4th.
Wait, who's the? Name the 4.
In order, I think
Yeah.
it's American. Oh, sorry, American.
American
America.
spy. He's a
It's-
spy.
Just kill them.
He's a
Take them down.
spy.
Show me 3 fingers.
He's
Well, it's hard to say with like naval.
not a Chinese spy. He's a Nazi spy.
You can tell by the 3 fingers.
Yep. That's the dumbest fucking thing. I mean, maybe it isn't. It just felt like it was.
I think
Because
it was like a real thing back in the day.
I guess it just felt cheap when I watched it. I don't know the context of the time period that well, and I don't know. Maybe that's still like the common thing. It just felt like the whole. That's what tips the whole thing. That, you know.
Wait, what
No.
movie are you referencing? I'm just referencing history.
I'm referencing Inglorious Bastards.
Oh. Yeah.
That's what that's from, isn't it?
It's a real thing in history.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's Inglorious. That's another one of those movies I can put up there. Quentin Tarantino movies are some of my favorites for sure. Pulp Fiction, ooh, Pulp Fiction, that's up there too.
Pulp Fiction.
I can't decide. There's too many. Sorry, I didn't
Which
mean
one-
to backtrack
which
into
one
the
was-
conversation.
Yeah, I was just waiting to answer. And then now you're making me think about movies. Which one's Pulp Fiction?
It's got the black guy with the afro.
Samuel L. Jackson? He's like quoting
Yeah.
scripture.
Oh, no, I'm not thinking the right
A lot
thing.
of
When he's
people
shooting people,
died.
he's quoting scripture.
Yep.
But what is he? Who is he shooting?
Now,
And
don't
why?
be thinking about Saving Private Ryan. Also a great movie.
That's also a great movie.
That's
I
up
would
there.
agree.
That's up there.
I would agree. I mean, you got some of the
Mm.
classics like E.T. I love that movie.
I've never
That's-
seen you two.
That might be just nostalgia speaking.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh,
Well, I thought we
bro,
were just talking about our favorites.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
See, now we're definitely talking about our favorites.
on VHS. That was scary. When I watched it. Have you seen them? They're in like giant wax suits with eyeballs. It looks horrifying.
Yeah.
Straight, I don't know. What do you call it? Nightmare fuel?
Yeah. Oh
Wild.
God! You know what gave me nightmares?
Hmm.
Did you ever see the McDonald's cartoon show?
Oh my! Yes, I
No.
did.
Oh
Which
my
one? Which one?
God!
The blue one that looked like it had like tentacles sticking off of them everywhere.
But well, like I don't know if you're referencing different shows, but I'm thinking of one specific show. You might be talking about different episodes or whatever.
Tell me.
But it's like they start in the real world and then they transform into cartoons, and then the episode happens as their cartoons. It's freaking nightmare fuel. Like the Hamburglers there, everybody's there.
Yeah, the Hamburglar. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Freaking nightmare fuel for sure. The dog, like everything.
Did you ever watch Bible Man?
No,
No. Okay, never
Is that
mind.
the
my parents didn't force me to watch religious.
is that the
TV
purple
shows.
one and he had a lightning bolt on the side of his thing?
And he's got like it's basically a lightsaber.
You know, I did. That
Yeah.
sounds way too familiar.
Wait, don't
Bible
tell me
Man, right?
the hilt was a cross.
Oh my gosh, I just looked up a video.
I think it was.
I've definitely seen this. No, he has gauntlets on and they're crosses.
Yeah.
Good lord, I feel like that. If you showed that today, that'd be immediate white supremacy.
And
kinda
like
thing.
every time he like dons his armor, like he goes through this, like basically like Power Rangers thing. And it's like breastplate of righteousness, helmet of faith, and stuff like that. It was awesome.
It was awesome. Sounds pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Vacation Bible School, where like I forgot what it was, but every once in a while.
It was basically VBS level. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
goodness, it's a meme picture. And it's Jesus and he says, "What does Son of Man mean in the Bible?" And underneath it, he goes, "Bible Man." And he's doing the T-pose.
T-pose.
Bible
Oh,
Man.
Dude. I kind of wish I was a kid again, to be honest. TBH.
I'd give 5 years of my life to go back with all the knowledge that I know now.
Oh, well,
Mm.
I'd go back without the knowledge I have now. I'd just go back.
Just to
Straight up.
relive some of those fun years, playing
Yep.
airsoft in the dirt road.
No, I'd easily get 5 years of my life off just to go back.
Having responsibility sucks compared to being no responsibilities.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of Larry as
Larry.
well.
The
Yeah,
cucumber?
because Larry Boy
thinking of
versus Bible
VeggieTales?
Man.
Oh,
Larry
Yeah,
Boy?
remember Larry Boy? His alter ego was supposed to be like Bible Man, but in Veggie style. He had like
Oh,
plungers on the side of his head.
VeggieTales. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
You remember
yeah.
that?
yes. Oh, dude, VeggieTales was the bomb. I
Mm.
forgot what that one was called, but I like the VeggieTales.
It was
song.
Larry Boy.
Oh,
think that was his
he's
name.
got the suction ear cups.
I
Yep.
don't think was his name Larry Boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Larry
Larry
Boy.
Boy.
Larry
I'm looking
Boy.
at him right now.
VeggieTales.
Oh, it is. That's right on the money. It's Larry Boy.
Yeah.
I
What is
remember.
the
Okay,
thing called?
I
Oh, and
remember.
the fib from outer space.
Yeah, I was about to
dude.
say. Do y'all remember the episode where he goes, "You're a fibber," and he keeps growing and growing and growing?
Right, yeah. That one kind of scared me, I think, to be honest.
That's pretty wild.
Bro, man, oh my god, I just saw a kid's costume as. Oh,
Why weren't they allowed to say lie? Was it like a bad word?
I don't know. Man, VeggieTales was awesome. I'm showing
It
that to my
was.
kids. See, like I would
Womp,
give anything just to go
womp,
back and being
womp,
just
womp.
enjoying VeggieTales. You know,
You could still go back and enjoy it. I'm sure you could.
1,
I
2,
can't look at it the
waltz
same as I
with
did as kids.
tomatoes.
Up and down the produce
Produce
aisle.
Oh man, oh the
Well,
car.
I got a
just saw the
show for
car.
you.
Boom, boom, boom. What?
VeggieTales.
Car?
The car he drove in that episode. It's
I
like a
don't remember the
plunger
car.
car. Oh god.
It's like the Batmobile kind of.
yeah.
I don't remember that.
Oh my god. Nostalgia. Nostalgia through the roof.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Hey, if you had to do a sport
Or just
to
yeah.
go professional and you knew you were going to commit your life to this sport, what sport would you do?
Baseball.
And you started in high school.
Baseball.
I don't know. You gotta give me a minute to think about this. Can't think about longevity.
Baseball.
You're gonna go professional.
Like realistically, right? Like I'm not just some super athlete that can do whatever the hell he wants. Because if I
Yeah,
could pick
realistically,
whatever,
we're average Joe.
realistically,
We don't know how well we're going to do, but we know we're going to commit our life and go professionally.
I'm not like built like LeBron James. Like I'm a normal person. I'm me. Maybe I'm just me, right?
what?
Yeah, baseball.
that.
Oh no, yeah, like I'm basing this off
Listen,
of how I
just-
was.
I don't have the build to go pro in anything.
Like if I was built how like any way I could ever imagine, I would pick basketball. But for me, I'd say baseball.
I think I would pick swimming. It's like a pretty low impact sport. It's just generally good for you, or maybe surfing. You
Yeah,
could
that's
do it
fun.
for a long time.
I kind of went more traditional, but
Yeah,
that's what I pictured in my
I'm
head. when you
actually
said
not
sports.
sure
It
what
was
I'd do. I'd probably do soccer.
Soccer's
Now that I'm thinking
fun.
about it, I love playing soccer.
But you think you
I don't
could
think I've ever said no to playing
dedicate your
soccer.
life to soccer and be good enough to make it to the big time?
Probably. I think I'm pretty decent today at soccer. It's probably the best sport for me. If I were to go out and play on a team, I do horrible in basketball, like embarrassingly bad, but I wouldn't care what anyone thinks. I can hold my own in football, but just going off of how football works, everyone's much larger than I am. What other sport? Baseball, I don't have that quick of a reflex when it comes to the baseball coming at me. My eyes just don't work well with that. And statistics show when I played baseball, I don't think I hit the baseball very often, but I was excellent at defense. So soccer is definitely it for me. I'm very good at feet-eye coordination with the ball, and I can run. So I mean, it's probably what I do.
good choice. Good choice. I just loved playing baseball. It was a lot of fun.
Baseball is fun, but man, to be honest, it scares me when I'm up to bat. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm gonna get domed. I'm gonna get domed.
By a
I'm not gonna be able to
100-mile-an-hour
move
ball.
in time.
It is a likely outcome.
Man,
Man, I had fun.
sucks.
One of my biggest regrets is quitting baseball.
Mm.
If I go back, I'd definitely keep doing it.
I
I
really
just
regret.
got discouraged, but
Sorry. I really
Go ahead.
regret quitting sports as well, like soccer
what
and
sports do you
baseball.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say marching band.
no, I don't regret
I think
quitting that at all.
I had a good mix in high school of things that happened. What about you guys? Because
Hmm.
I don't remember you doing sports, Gavin, but I know Jake
All I did was marching
did.
band, and I really enjoyed
Band, that's
marching
right.
band my freshman year, but sophomore and junior year, it sucked. So,
That's what's up.
I would trade marching band for maybe soccer, because I really love soccer too.
That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went baseball for me. I think sophomore year. And there's this guy named Logan, and he was a second baseman. I kept telling coach, or sorry, he was shortstop. I kept telling coach, like, put me on shortstop. Like, I know I can do it better than Logan.
With
But
dreads,
to that coach, he had that team since like middle school. So it was just the team he had been working with, and he loved them. And all the seniors absolutely hated me for some reason. They threw rocks at me from the infield to the outfield. Like it sucked. Put a sour taste in my mouth. I mean, they were crazy, dude. I saw them in the batting cage. This guy's name was Tyler, and he had like a pigeon flew in there, and he grabbed the pigeon and wrung it. I was like, oh my god, what is going
Starts
on?
Drinking its
What was
blood. He's
Tyler's
like, yeah,
last
what do you
name?
think of that?
Tyler,
yeah.
something he was known for. He drove his truck. He drove through the fence, did donuts, and then crashed it in the Whataburger parking lot in town.
Wow.
My senior year, so 2016.
He was like a skinny white kid, kind of blondish brown hair, short.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
and then-
tall.
No, short hair. Yeah. He's
short
tall.
hair, tall.
And then Logan Schlemmy. He had dreadlocks.
Logan was shorter, wider.
Oh.
No, short cut hair, white boy.
No. I don't know.
No, he was in my grade, so
Oh,
I think you better
okay.
known him.
Tyler was in my grade.
Yeah, Tyler's in your grade.
Yeah. I didn't know he did that.
Yep. Oh yeah, Tyler was wild, insane. I steered cleared from him. That's how
That's
crazy
funny.
he was. And then after that,
I didn't know
I
you played
tried to do
baseball.
soccer. I went to a few practices, and I was like, this ain't for me. Everyone already was really good. I was like, I'm not needed here. This just wasn't for me, or whatever. I was having a blast though, but I was like, whatever.
You were
And then I
intimidated.
went and did the rifle. I don't know what you call it, the rifle squad for NJROTC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a part of ROTC, but I did the after school where you go up and use like an M1 Grand that's been concreted through,
Just
and
a
then you just
rifle
flip it
flipper?
around and stuff for the rifle. Yeah, and I did so well on my first year. They were like, "We're not supposed to put first years in varsity, but do you want to join the varsity team?" And I was like, "Yeah." They were like, "All right, you got to start showing up here, here, and here," and that's when things got crazy. They were like, "All right, this is how you throw laterals," and it's like down at the base of your right leg, and then you just throw it vertically in the air super high, it flips like 5 times, then you got to catch it. I mean, this thing is 5 pounds and it's all metal. Like, how is this safe? It's Springfield's. It was crazy. And then after that, I mean, I graduated. Never did anything
Oh, I was
else.
like, what's the end of the story? I've never even heard of you flipping rifles. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
waiting for you to be like,
I
and
can
then I went
flip
to fucking state championship and won.
No, yeah.
They
No, I can
carried
definitely
me
flip a
a
Springfield
wave
or
of
an M1
people.
Grand. It's just got to be level.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you in ROTC?
I don't think I was. I don't remember.
What
being in
electives were
ROTC.
you in?
What
A
the
lot of
hell?
different electives.
What are you doing this stuff? So
When?
confused. You're like going through every sport in your all of high school, I guess. You're just
Like,
trying different stuff.
And then I was part of the
Yeah,
varsity
the
football
one thing.
team.
Oh, I was on track and I competed. I didn't even talk about that. I forgot. It was when I had my curly hair, and I was running once. This was when I knew
You had curly hair
running
like
wasn't
all of
for
high
me.
school.
It was like we were running for a competition, like those times where
You were going for fun?
everyone comes in on the weekend. They pay a ticket to go sit in the stands. Like, it was packed, and I think it was the 800-yard dash, and I placed like third or fourth. It was nothing impressive, but the one thing
800-yard dash.
Yeah.
This seems kind of far for a dash.
That's half a mile.
Well, it's yeah. You have your 400, 800, and then
It's not like
usually you don't do
just call it a dash. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
or sprint 800-yard sprint or whatever. Anyways, I was running and a gust of wind came by and I had a big like afro. You knew what my hair was like back then, and it pretty much I almost fell over from the wind blast. I was like, all right,
Starts flying
that just
away.
happened.
And then
Yeah.
what? Did you quit doing that?
Yeah, I did after
Yeah.
that.
I can see. All right.
One and
Okay.
done.
I've never heard you talk about any of these sports once, which is why I'm
yep.
so interested.
Never heard about this part of your life.
Yeah, I actually did a lot in high school.
This
The only
is what
thing
he
I
did
didn't
after.
do was band, which I really thought about doing. I did 2 years of what was it called? Dramatic arts, whatever. It's
Drama
like theater.
arts.
Theater. Yeah, that was fun. I got to work the lights during a play. That was cool.
But you weren't in the play?
Well, I was a part of the play people, but I was like,
was
I don't think I'm
backstage.
very good at acting or whatever it is. And they're like, you know how to work lights well? I was like, I'm sure I can learn. They're like, okay, keep the spotlight on this person, flip this and that during this scene. I was like, oh, sweet, I can do this. So they're playing like Romeo and Juliet. It's like Romeo, and I click on the line. And everyone's like, you know, like looking up at him. So that was
This is
fun.
wild. Yeah, Caleb's like backstage, turning lights on, flipping his rifle, kicking his ball, like practicing his sprints.
That's funny.
Caleb has just become like that crazy aunt that's done it all. You know what I'm
Dude,
talking
it's-
about? Crazy uncle that's done it all.
Y'all are bringing back so many memories now.
But like
'cause
never actually competed in any of these. He just joined the team, learned how to do it, and then was like, yeah, you know
Dude,
what, this isn't for me.
Bye.
I had a phase where I wanted to learn like many skills that didn't really matter at all, like how to solve a Rubik's cube, how to juggle. Like I can juggle really well. I learned how to do, I don't know what you call it. What is when you use Fiji balls? What is that called?
Fiji
It's
ball.
yeah, Fiji balls. It's like illusionary movement.
Oh, yeah, I know
Magic?
what you're talking
Doing magic?
No, I wasn't doing magic.
He's talking about those. You remember those like clear balls?
I can
Oh,
pull
the
this up.
dumb ass thing where you just move the ball
Yeah,
around and make it look
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but that
I
has
was
a.
learning how to do Fuji balls. Dude, I can just imagine Caleb after school be like, hey,
You guys see
you
my
see something
Fuji
cool?
ball?
You wanna see this cool trick I learned? And he pulls out this ball
Oh my
and
god,
he's like,
they were called
"Ooh," and then he just-
fushigi balls.
"Fushigi balls."
They-
Oh my god.
Contact juggling.
They
I
call
can
this one around
contact
the
juggle.
world.
I can contact juggle with any like spherical object now. I
Keeps
guess
on a
it's just like a
yo-yo.
balance thing.
Oh my god.
That's all it is.
That's hilarious.
And skateboarding was definitely, I think, I don't know if it's a phase. I definitely have a passion for skateboarding, even though I don't do it as much. Like I have my skateboard to the right of me, and I've looked at it like 5 times today, thinking I should take this outside. I should take this outside, and then I'll go downstairs, pick up something, come upstairs, put it down, look at it. I should take this outside. Like I love skateboarding.
Why don't you take? There seems to be a common theme where you learn how to do these things and you do them, like learn how to do them. But then
Maybe
you,
that's the dopamine burst. You figure it out, and you're like, yes. All right, next thing,
ADHD.
I guess so.
like a kickflip or a new trick.
Oh my gosh. When I did my first kickflip, I freaked.
I think we all did. I think I
freaked.
did too. Dude, Gavin freaked as his first kickflip. He broke his leg. Or your ankle.
I broke my foot, but I didn't break
You
it.
shove it, right?
No, I broke it in the bowl. We've had this conversation.
In the
before.
bowl. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't.
That poor day, I broke it in my foot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was freaking
That's wild.
embarrassing. Is what it was. Just absolutely.
That just-
idiotic.
It's
that
more
ended his skate
unfortunate than it
career.
is embarrassing. It's like
What?
we all know anything could happen at any moment. We could all break our arm, snap our fingers,
Yeah.
fall and crack our heads open. We just did it because it was awesome.
What was
Nothing better than pumping through the bowl with the wind in your face. Just such a free feeling.
What was like?
Flying through the air.
What was the coolest or gnarliest injury you had from skateboarding?
Entry or temporary pain, both the same.
Whatever
I
you
did
want.
the
Just give me something
splits on the 11 stair drop on my 7th try. I will always remember On my 7th try, I did the splits, and on my 11th attempt, I successfully did it.
Wait, where?
The 11-footer stairs that went down.
In Port A?
Yeah, in
Oh,
Port A,
yeah,
you go
yeah,
in
yeah.
on the left side. There's the stairs that go up.
Yeah, yeah.
I will always remember that because I did the splits, and I just, it was so bad. It was one of those ones where you ollie, and your back foot doesn't catch your board, but your front foot does. And it just went, boom! My front foot went, my back foot stuck, and I just slammed the ground. Blah!
God.
Oh,
Nuts to the ground.
that was bad. Yeah, I couldn't feel anything. My legs were like, what just happened?
Man, I've got two. So there was one time, so you know how the kiddie bowl, you know, how it's got those two sections. Well, I was pumping around the left side, and I decided to try and air on that center part that you can roll in. I decided to try and air from left side to right side. I got up in the air, and like halfway up in the air, just lost my board and face planted on the other side. And I was like bleeding down the side of my face. Thomas was there. His mom was there, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yep, I'm cool, fine." And then another time, I aired out of the bowl, lost my board, and I landed like on my skateboard, like nose up in the air, and like just like I think it was like left or right side of my nuts, and just landed straight down on that, and that hurt so bad, so bad. I was done for the rest of the day.
I'll let Gavin answer. I have a refresher. I actually remember a different one
Injured what?
that was bad.
Like,
I thought I already I broke my foot.
all right.
Oh, we
This
were
problem.
just talking about our injuries, weren't we?
I was
Who
saying
else?
like just any injury story, gnarly one, cool one, fun one.
Got you.
So go ahead.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think of the dimensions of a 7-ton in the military. It's a medium tactical vehicle replacement. It's a huge truck that's meant for transporting heavy equipment or troops. And when you build it, because it comes in as a flatbed, and when you skeletonize it, you put up these like big rails, and then you put a tarp over it. It stands pretty high. So with the flatbed, we put a 20-foot container on top of the flatbed. So you're adding like 8 more feet on top of the flatbed, and the truck's already sits like forehead level is where the flatbed is. It's super high up. So now it's super, super tall, and I need to get up there and put chains connecting to the bottom of the truck to the top of the truck. It's super, super windy, so I'm laying flat on top of this, and I'm like doing chains and stuff and doing chains, and a massive gust of wind just blows me straight off the truck. It's like there's no friction because of how much sand there is in Yuma, Arizona. You think it would help, but you just slide everywhere. So, yep, I just fell off and landed flat on my back. I just remember falling through the air and bracing my head. I had my flak jacket on, but I didn't have my Kevlar helmet, and I just hit the ground, and I don't know if I like blacked out, but I just remember freezing there. And I remember staff sergeant ran out of his office. I guess he saw it. He ran over and he just like, "Oh my God, Warren, are you okay? Are you alive?" Like he was looking at me, and I was just like, "I'm okay." It was bad. And then yeah, I remember they sent me to the hospital like the next day, and I had a pinched nerve in my back, and I couldn't control my back. It kept spazzing for the next like 2 weeks.
That's
They
terrible.
put me on heavy muscle relaxants, and it was so bad, but I didn't want to take the heavy dosages of muscle relaxants, so I would take like half the dosage I needed just so I could sleep, but so that I would also wake up. Because if you took the actual dosage, you would just knock out, not wake up for 2 days. That was pretty bad. I just remember it was like painful. I'd be picking up. It was usually when I picked up something. I don't know how a pinched nerve in your back works, but it was when I was picking up something heavy, my back would just like lock up, and it was like super flexing past anything that I could do, physically capable of. It was like my back was turning into stone, but it hurt. Like, ooh, that was pretty bad. I remember that.
Sounds pretty bad. That's why I don't skate that much anymore. It's because I'll pull a back muscle and then be
out for a week.
Yeah.
Back is a bad play. The head and back, man, and the nuts.
Yeah.
I'd say the back's your safest area on your body, though.
It's just if your
Well
back
fortified.
goes, man, like you can't do much. It feels like.
Yeah. That just comes with. Well, yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. I'm just saying. I think the back is probably the most avoidable injury-prone place. The back is just a lack of technique when you're messing it up. Every time my back has gone out, it's because of a lack of technique. This time we moved, I always made sure I was like doing things right, and my back doesn't hurt at all. Like last time we moved, I blew my back out. I was absolutely picking things up wrong, just hightailing it to the car or whatever it was. Like that piano, that cabinet was all in my back, and I paid the price.
Yep, so I don't skate that much anymore because I gotta go to work. And speaking of work, I have to go to bed. So this is a great time to end this. Wow.
There's not really a natural ending to this.
So, anyways, good
It's
night.
always playing the music.
I love you
Mom,
all.
I love you.
It's
Send help.
good to
Send
talk
help.
to you
I am
guys.
so hungry.
See you some
Holding
other
us
time.